Onpassive has come out with some new information. Really some cool things happening with Onpassive. And I really want to get into where we're at and where we're going. But before I do that, I've got a couple of recommendations for everybody. Jeffrey Morlock has done a video. He did it a couple of days ago. And it's really good. And it's the Go Founder journey from the inception of Onpassive to today. And it really goes through everything, the thought process, what has happened in Onpassive, and why today, yes, we are in the launch of Onpassive, but it is a process. That's why it's taking more than a couple of days to launch. But Jeffrey did a really good job on this video. I highly recommend that you go into the back office of GoFounder in the Leadership Council, and you'll find Jeffrey's video there. Highly recommend you look at it. It will build a really good base for everybody in Onpassive as you really look at the journey that Onpassive has taken over the last 3 years. Also want to recommend a couple of articles that Michael Williams wrote, and it's about the compensation program. Again, it's in the back office of the GoFounder back office in the leadership section of the back office. Michael is really good with the numbers. He's as good as anybody I've seen. And the articles that he's written, I absolutely think they're must reads for people in Onpassive at the GoFounder level. And really, what he explains how well one individual can do with one position in Onpassive. And he runs through the numbers, very succinct, very understandable. Once you get done with the first section, you're going to go, man, this is a slam dunk. Why wouldn't anybody and their mother do this? Because of what Onpassive is doing, because of the way they're structured, because of what's going to be happening in people's lives, everybody should do this. And then he's written another article, again, about the compensation program. And the emphasis is on having more than one position. And that's become very relevant today because of what Onpassive has done with the pending position. They've allowed us to take our old pending positions, older than 6 months old, and actually give them to the people on our team. They can come in, get a pending position, pay the $97, and use that old timestamp to have a position in the matrix 6 months, 8 months, a year ago. Really some powerful stuff. And what Michael has done has really zeroed in multiple positions. I've known these numbers for about 6 months. As soon as Marty, Dan, and I heard about having more than one position in Onpassive, I think we heard that from Ash probably 6 months ago. I know what the numbers are, but I've never gone there because they will just blow your mind. But Michael does a great job, and I recommend you go down there and look at what happens with multiple positions in Onpassive. And by the way, Michael's numbers that he comes out with, they're extremely conservative. And if you know me, if I talk about the numbers, I always get into trouble because I'm not conservative. But Michael's very conservative. Absolutely love what he's done. Love Jeffrey Morlock's video. So I would recommend those two things. Again, they are in the back office of the GoFounder back office in the Leadership Council. Go back there, review them. I think they'll give you a great base on understanding what's happened with Onpassive in the last 3 years. And then I think it'll give you a great understanding what's going to happen to you when Onpassive launches to the world. Because I believe in that first year, this is my own opinion, I think Onpassive will bring in 1 million people into Onpassive, either independent resellers of IT products or customers. I think this thing is going to be so hot that people are just going to be flooding in. And as you look at the compensation plan that Michael did, just start looking at it, figure out where you're going to be, and then start dreaming a little bit, because those dreams are going to become a reality really quick. So let's get to where we're at today and where we're going. Obviously, the first thing that they came out was the pending position. The pending position and the old timestamps will end the 10th of May. After the 10th of May, we will no longer be able to give any pending positions away with the old timestamp. Why is that so valuable? It's because of the timestamp and the date. We had timestamps that were over a year old, 10 months, 8 months, 6 months. All of those timestamps have tremendous value because of where you would have been placed in the matrix. So we've got about 4 days, and those pending positions, they don't go away, but the pending positions, if people come in and use those positions, as they sign up, they will get a timestamp the day they sign up and pay to become a GoFounder. That's the early bird position, $97 position that will lock you into Onpassive. Very, very powerful. Now, let's talk about the founding position a little bit. Whether you get a pending position with the old timestamp of a year, or you're coming in tomorrow or the 5th after all this is done, and you're coming in and getting a timestamp today, believe me, it is just as powerful today, or the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, whenever it is just as powerful as it is a year ago. The only difference between the two is time frames. The people that got a timestamp a year ago, they're cutting time frames, and that's always a good thing. That's what we do on our team, Marty, Dan, and I. I'm Mike Ellis, by the way. We cut time frames. Always a good thing to do to increase that bottom line and get it as high as you can. But if you come in the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, after the pending positions, that timestamp is gone, and your timestamp is that day, it is as powerful as any position in Onpassive. And the reason I can tell you that is because I looked at Mike Williams' compensation chart, and I already knew this. But go back there as you become a founding member. Go back and look at what his articles are saying. They're extremely powerful. And if you're looking for a way forward, it doesn't matter if you got an old timestamp or you're coming in getting a new timestamp. Onpassive is so powerful and will change so many lives. Don't worry about it. Coming in, becoming a GoFounder, locking yourself into Onpassive. Just remember, as Onpassive launches to the world, in my opinion, the first year, it's going to be a whirlwind. And I do believe 1 million people will be coming into Onpassive. I can't guarantee that. We don't guarantee anything here. Onpassive can't guarantee anything. But from what I'm seeing, the excitement that's building, what's happening on Onpassive, it's going to be awesome. Now, when we look at Marty's, Dan, and my team, we plan to double our team in this time waiting for Onpassive to launch. We're going to do what we did in a little over a year. We're going to do that in the next few months. And of course, people are looking at it and go, you can't do that. It's impossible. This is what Onpassive does. Onpassive, Ash and his team are going to come in. They're going to start doing their marketing campaigns shortly after the 10th of May, after the pending thing is over. So the marketing campaigns come in. The beta tests come in. There's going to be a lot of things happening. But this is Onpassive. Onpassive, we don't know how many people they're going to bring in for each individual GoFounding member in Onpassive with these first marketing campaigns. But these marketing campaigns will be perpetual. They will never stop. They will go on forever for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. It is what Onpassive does. But as we look at what Onpassive is going to be doing, and then what Marty, Dan, and I are going to be doing, we will double our team in the next month, 2, 3 months, whatever it takes, whenever it launches to the world. Are we going to do it alone? No, we're not going to have to. But this is what we do. We don't wait for anybody. Regardless of what Onpassive does, whether it's a half a person for each of us, or 1 or 2 or 3, if it's 1, 2, or 3, it's a done deal. But we will continue to do what we do. We will build. We will scale things up. Why are we doing this? We're doing this so we can have a true impact as Onpassive launches to the world, not only with Onpassive, but with our team, the people on our team, and actually start generating that income very, very quickly. And I believe as Onpassive launches to the world, man, it is just a done deal, really, for everybody on Onpassive. Our team, yeah, it's going to be fun, absolutely a ball. So moving forward, May 10th, pending founding thing is over. We come into the campaigns of Onpassive. I think they'll happen between May and June. We know that the individuals in Onpassive, the tech team in Onpassive, won't be on the Onpassive campus until around June 1st. Somewhere in there, might be a little less, might be a little bit more, because of what's happening with India and the lockdown that they had. We also know that they need to get back to the campus in order to finish up everything that's needed to be finished so we can launch to the world. So as we look at Onpassive, a lot of things happening. This Corona thing, it's fading away a little bit. Onpassive is coming back to the campus. Things are going to ramp up very, very quickly. I can't tell you exactly when Onpassive will launch to the world, but I can tell you we're a step closer. June is a really, really big time, a little before, a little after, because everything comes back to the campus. Things are really, really ramping up. I know Onpassive, Ash has kept them working throughout this worldwide thing that we've been going through. So they're ready to come back in and really start pounding this thing to get it launched. But in the meantime, our teams will start growing because of the marketing campaigns of Ash Mufareh. This is a huge deal. If you can double your team, if you can triple your team, it's a huge, huge deal. And all of this bodes well for everybody that is a co-founder on Onpassive, because everything flows downhill left to right, and some really wonderful things are going to be happening to the overall Onpassive, but to our team in particularly. Again, we plan to double our whole team in the next probably 2-3 months. We're going to make that happen, whether it's with or without Onpassive. I believe it'll happen with Onpassive because of what Ash and his team are doing. But when you look at that and what's going to be happening to everybody in our team, and we do have a lot of people in our team that are going to be helping us do this. They see the value. They see the value of having just an explosion as Onpassive launches to the world. So this will happen. We've got a lot of people rushing toward that goal. We will plan on doubling our team by the time Onpassive launches to the world. And I think it's going to become extremely easy because of what Ash and his team are going to be doing. And really what I want you to look at as you look at what's going to be happening over the next month, 2-3 months, what's going to be happening to you? If we double our team, what's going to be happening to you? And again, this is just the start. We haven't even launched to the world. As we launch to the world, like Onpassive, there's just going to be an explosion. So moving forward, I recommend Jeffrey Morlock's video. Look at Mike Williams' numbers in the leadership section of the GoFounder back office. Very, very, very good stuff. And again, it'll help you build that base so that you'll be more confident as you're talking to people. And then just get ready. Things are happening today. Again, the 10th is a big date. June 1st is a big date. And we're going to continue to come on and give you information as Ash gives it to us. But believe me, everything that's happening right now is extremely exciting and will benefit everybody in Onpassive, everybody on our team, and everybody coming into our team. Really, really some cool stuff, guys. So that's it for today, guys. This is the information that we've gotten in the last couple of days. I hope it helps. And obviously, as Ash gives us more, I'll come in and do other videos. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, I always recommend you do that. Click the bell on the right. You'll get updates as I do them. And I will have updates in the next week or so. I'm sure Ash is going to come on in the next week or so and do another webinar. There are just too many things happening for him not to do that. I know he's swamped, but he'll find time. And when he does, he'll come on, do the webinar. And obviously, I'll do an update when he does that. So that's it for today, guys. Things are rocking and rolling. We're having a ball with this thing, and our team is just off the chart right now. So come on in, take a look, run down below, run over to Facebook group. The link will be down below. And yeah, just take a look. This thing is just rocking and rolling. We're absolutely loving it. So that's it for today, guys. Have a great week, and we'll absolutely see you on the inside. Take care. Bye.